First of all, I want to congratulate you two on a truly incredible film.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. That's awesome.
And we have a common bond. I live in California now, but I am originally from Pennsylvania. So
Okay, great. Awesome. Oh, that's nice. Are you safe and everything in California with what's going on?
I am, yeah, I'm a little bit farther south.
Okay,
So
good. Okay, well, it's just tragic, yeah. But yeah, so you're a fellow Pennsylvanian.
yes.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So knowing that you two are from Lancaster, I want to hear how you connected, how this story began for the two of you.
You want to? No, you got it. So Nate, it's his life story. So he's been working on a version of this script for 13 years. He started writing it 13 years ago, and we both went to Garden Spot High School. And so I have always heard about Mr. Deen, the legends of Stan. Stan Deen retired the year that I started high school, but he was everywhere in New Holland. I mean, everybody knew him. You see all of his shows, Stan Deen, directed by everywhere. And I always heard about Nate. We worked together on some projects too, on film projects over the years. And 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to kind of to take some things over with this film with Nate and with the Damian Harris, Jared Harris, and co-producers with Inspiring Films. And because of our background, we already knew each other. We were already friends, so it really made sense to just work on this together. I was super inspired by Nate's journey and by Mr. Dean's impact on his life, and knew Stan well too later on in his life. So it was just meant to be, I think, for us to cross paths. It was just kind of organic how the whole thing worked. But yeah, 4 years ago was my beginnings of the film. And before that, there was a script that Damian Harris, Jared Harris, and Nicholas Hamilton, they were all part of it before I joined. And I was just really excited to be part of the team from that point forward.
So I want to know about getting the Harris brothers on board. Tell me about that process.
Yeah, so we had a producer in New Zealand, Grant Bradley, who knew their stepdad, Damien and Jared's stepdad, and sent him the script. And then Damien started reading it, loved it, and then shared it with Jared. They started looking through, and I think, well, I don't know, I think, and Damien was like, "Hey, look at what I'm working on. Maybe you could play this character," kind of thing. And that's how it began with those two. So, yeah. But yeah, Nate, that was before me, and so Nate was really involved with that, and it's just exciting to get those guys involved and really kicked up the film and made it really awesome for them.
Yeah, they have such a tough schedule too, and so it was just trying to find the right time.
Yeah.
Just took some time to get there. But Jared really wanted to play the role of Stan, Mr. Dean, the lead in the movie, and so just so thankful for them joining and loving the story so much. That says a lot. Um, that he would reach out and want to do this role.
Yeah.
Now, Nate, what was it like for you actually filming this and seeing Nicholas as a young you?
Right? So surreal, so weird. But I'm just so thankful I was able to be on set every day and to be there. And I was there to encourage and support. I wasn't there going, well, no, you're doing that wrong or right, or if they asked me a question, I'd give them the answer. But they knew the characters, they figured it out after many discussions. And watching Nick on the screen was just incredible because he caught the depth of the character and made him likable, so you don't dislike him. Because I felt like I was a good person, trying to be a good person, but just my circumstances didn't allow that, and that's kind of hard to portray on film. And I think Nicholas just did an incredible job, and he had so many emotions that he had to go through. And actually, I think Jared helped him through a lot of that. But to see those guys on stage, on the screen every day while we were shooting was so cool, so incredible.
Was there any particular scene while you were shooting that really got emotional for you?
Yeah. There's a some of that childhood trauma that I experienced as a kid. There was a couple of days of shooting some of that, and I actually asked to leave set one day. I got to watch like kind of the first couple takes, and then in film you just got to do it over and over, and it's just was too much. And so I'm like, hey, can you guys just like get me a ride back to where we were stationed? And not that it was hurtful or harmful, but I just didn't need to see more. I knew they got it. And it's such a powerful scene, and it's just something I didn't need to see over and over and over again. And they're tough for actors too, knowing if I'm there watching and things. So I also just felt like I needed to go. But yeah, so many emotional moments in this film.
A viewer watching it too, I mean, it was like I I was crying a lot of the movie. It was I felt like I was there experiencing uh looking through your eyes. So you really did an incredible job of delivering that. Um, ultimately for the two of you, what kind of story did you want to tell? What do you want viewers to feel when they watch it?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, I just want people to find hope, that there is hope out there, especially those that are struggling, right? That there's hope out there. And then also, if things are good in your life and you're doing well, let's take care of each other. Like, Derek said the other day or earlier this morning, like, take care of your neighbor. Just knock on the door and say, do you need anything? We're here. Just know that we're here. Those small acts of kindness go so far because I think there's a lot of struggles in the world today that people are struggling with and hiding it. But just wanted to get a movie out there that showed some of that darkness, but absolutely finishes strong with so much hope and light, and you just feel good at the end, right? Like you just feel like you want to be a better person because of what you just witnessed. And that was the vision from the very, very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I resonate completely with that. And I think we both, Nate is sitting next to me today because of Mr. Deen.
Yeah.
Literally here because of him. And there's people around us that maybe need us
Yeah.
to be around tomorrow. They need the other Mr. Deans of the world to step up. And it doesn't matter what you're going through, you can help other people. I can help other people. We can all do that, and that's what I'm hoping that this film really resonates with people that are like Stan, like that are like that maybe can have the means to do that, or maybe don't and still do it anyway. Help other people. And then if you're like Nate, don't give up hope too.
Right.
So there's two tracks, there's two kind of missions, I think, for the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think Mr. Dean would say today, now that you two are sitting where you're sitting?
Well, for one, he would be humbled by it all. We said that earlier. He would be humbled by it. But he would be so proud of the work we did. He was part of this process from the very beginning. And helped with the writing and told stories that I hadn't heard for a while. And we just sat and wrote those stories down, so those will live on forever. But yeah, I think he would be very proud of the film.
Sure.
and all that we've been able to accomplish.
He'd be proud, but also, yeah, kind of like, please.
Yeah.
I didn't do this for the accolades. Like I didn't
Yeah,
do
he
this to
didn't.
be recognized. He showed up, and I mean, he was literally consistent for 45, 50 in this community. When he retired from teaching, he literally just gave his life to community theater. He did so much. There's a whole nother generation of teenagers now, like teenagers and people in their 20s that had him as a teacher when they were 8 or 10 in community theater or 20. So it's like he affected people that are living now from the ages of like 16 to 80,
Yeah.
literally. I mean, it's talking to a person here that was going to be part of the investment group. There's 47 investors from this community that made this movie happen, and he said he had Stan before he went to Garden Spot. He taught at Penn Manor, a local high school, for a year or something.
Yeah.
And he had him for like one quarter, not even the whole year, for a couple of classes. And I'll never forget him, best teacher I ever had. And that was like 55, I don't know,
Yeah,
like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So there's just so much impact in our community from him, and it's amazing.
What a change we can make just as humans to listen to people and to care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
speaking of, I lastly just want to touch on kind of what you're doing on top of the film, because I know you've done podcasts and you've asked people to share their stories. Um, to really kind of um, what kind of legacy or message or movement do you hope that Brave the Dark carries on?
Wow. Yeah, from the beginning, we always felt like this was going to be more than a movie because it covers so many amazing topics that we need to talk about and discuss. And I think this movie will go on. There will be, lots of discussions about it.
And you started the Stand
Yeah,
Foundation
the
too.
Deen Foundation came out of that, and it's really just helping kids. Stan helped a lot of kids and students through the performing arts, and we want to continue that on. We want to offer scholarships to those kids that are the underdogs in the classroom. The foster kids that are going to age out and don't know how to take that next step. And so we're going to start partnering with people that are very good at those things and just start finding needs in our community and even partnering nationwide if we can, as much as we can to help people. Because that's what the world needs. That's what Stan did for me. And he's instilled that in me, and I want to do that with the rest. And I know, you know, Angel's wanting to be a part of that, and Derek, and we're just all wanting to help. Like we just all feel like this film is going to do so much more.
You guys are making me cry. I have to tell you, it has been such a pleasure getting to speak with the both of you today and just an incredible movie. I am happy that the world gets to see it.
Oh,
Thank you. It's
awesome.
really
Thank you
nice to
so
meet you.
much.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for sharing and sharing our story.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Such a pleasure.